December 30, 1896, Jose Rizal, one of the Philippine most brilliant minds, a celebrated writer and a voice for reform, was executed by firing squad at Bagong Bayan in Manila. This event took place against the backdrop of decades of Spanish colonial oppression, as Filipinos grow increasingly disconnected with the injustices and regime. Rizal, who had used his pen to expose the abuse of the colonial government and the friars in works like Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, was arrested upon his return to the Philippines and charged with rebellion, sedition, and illegal association. Though he maintained his innocence and had not advocated for armed revolution, his trial was swift and the outcome predetermined. Rizal's death would prove to be a turning point in the country's history, igniting widespread outrage and uniting Filipinos in their fight for independence, while cementing his place as a national hero and a symbol of courage, sacrifice, and enduring quest of freedom.
So, good morning everyone. To continue our discussion, so here's my part. The arrest and return to the Philippines of Dr. Jose Rizal. So, in this scenario is ang kanyang mga maradama mga plot twist na nahinabo. So, i-discuss na guys further. So, Rizal proposed to go to Cuba para magbulig para sa mga tao nga to mga makyura kara mga sakit. But eventually, sino nakadto siya sa Barcelona is naintera pa kanya pag-travel, nag-in-arrest siya sa October 6, 1896. So, wala na siya kadayon niya to nga mag-volunteer sa Cuba, magbulong. Ngan, na-deport siya pabalik sa Pilipinas. Insakay siya sa Colon. So during his travel, wala man na siya pagpakita sin pang kukuan tawag sini pag pawaraan hope. Imbes nga mawaraan siya hope is naging resilience pa siya or naging matatag ka kanya kalugaringan niya. Ginistoryahan pa niya guard niya magsurat sa kanya pamilya para magayon si patas nga ruling. So, throughout his travel, pabalik Manila, kanyang mga enemies o kanyang mga kalaban is ginbabackstab na siya. Nga ginsusugad niya. Si Rizal is ang dahilan kay na nagayon revolutionary, nagayon pag-aaklas ang mga Pilipino sa Espanyol. But eventually, it turns out nga diri ngan si Rizal is kabaliktaran na kanya gin kuan ang kanya principle. Ang kanya principle is or diri siya naroyag sito niya mga war, mga pakikipaglaban kay at ang Pilipinas is diri pa ready. Kinahanglan sin education yan reforma para makasabay sa mga Spanish government. So, travel na travel. So, nahiyabot si Rizal sa Pilipinas sa November 3, 1896, same year. So, pag-abot niya sa Pilipinas, and diretso siya sa Port Santiago, nga sa Port Santiago is nga to na tikang kanya masalimuot na kinabuhi. Nga aram sa mga tawo nga pagadto ka sa Port Santiago is an imo kakadtuan is kamatayan or execution. So, so an reason kay nano siya gindakop is an kuan an through his writing nga ang kanyang mga sinurat is an bago pa sa mga Espanyol is nagiging kuan na nagiging banta na si Rizal through his writing. Mao siya gindidiin sito na mga revolusyon nga mga ninalabo sa Pilipinas. So, thank you for your listening.
The charge filed against him. So, number one is rebellion. So, paghihimagsik, inakasahan si Rizal na namuno o sumuporta sa pag-aaklas laban sa pamahalaang Espanyol, lalo na sa panahon ng Rebolusyong Pilipino. Bagamat hindi siya aktibong lumahok sa mga labanan, itinuring ng mga Espanyol na ang kanyang mga isinulat ay isa lamang idea ay naging dahilan ng pag-aalsa ng mga tao. At number 2 is sedition. Sedition, sinabing si Rizal ay nagpalaganap ng damdamin ng pagtutol at paglaban sa mga pamahalaan sa pamamagitan ng kaniyang mga aklat tulad ng No Limitang at El Filibusterismo, Artikulo at Liham. Ang mga ito ay itinuring na nakakapukaw ng galit at pagsuway sa mga awtoridad. Number 3 is illegal association. Nakusahan din siya na bahagi siya o nagtatatag ng isang samahan na labag sa batas. Ito ay tumutukoy sa La Liga Filipina, isang organisasyong itinatag na naglalayong nagkaroon ng pagbabago sa lipunan sa mapayapang paraan, ngunit itinuring ng mga Espanyol na mapanganib at iligal. Ginamit ang mga ito sa kanya upang gawing paratang bilang batayan upang hatulan si Rizal ipatupad ang kanyang parusang kamatayan noong Disyembre 30, 1896.
The trial. A decision is already made. Rizal's trial began on December 26, 1896. It lasted only a few hours. The prosecution used unsigned documents, misinterpreted statement, and forced testimony to argue his guilt. His defense lawyer, Luis Taviel de Andrade, and others did what they could, but the military tribunal was not seeking for truth. So, nagsimula ang trial ni Rizal noong December 26, 1896. Ang trial ni Rizal ay tumagal lamang ng isang oras. Higit kumulang isang oras. So, nagpresenta sila ng mga unsigned documents or mga sulat na hindi mapatunayan kung sino ang sumulat, binigyan ng ibang kahulugan ng kanyang mga sinulat na nobela at tula upang magmukhang pahihikayat sa gulo. And forced testimony or marami ang sinaktan o tinakot, pinahirapan upang magsalita laban sa kanya. Bagamat isang Kastilang opisyal, si Luis Tabiel de Andrade, ginawa niya ang lahat ng kanyang makakaya upang maipagtanggol si Rizal. Ipinunto niya ang mga ebidensya na hindi sapat at walang direktang koneksyon kay Rizal sa mga armadong himagsikan sa Katipunan. So, in conclusion, ayon sa ang military tribunal ay hindi naghahanap ng katotohanan. Ang kanilang layunin ay mapatahimik ang boses ng pagbabago sa Pilipinas na bagaman ang pagbago sa Pilipinas na sa paggagamit ng
The final visit from his family. Before his execution, Jose Rizal was allowed to see his family. It was an emotional moment, especially when his mother, Teodora, hugged him despite her weakness. Rizal comforted his family and told them he was ready. He reminded his siblings to take care of each other and accept this fate without anger. This shows his bravery, love for his family, and peaceful acceptance of his death. Then the receiving his last communion. Before his death, Jose Rizal received his last communion and reflected on his faith. He talked with Christ and showed that he still believed in God, but did not agree with using religion for political purposes. He faced his final moments calmly and peacefully, showing courage and dignity until the end.
So in this slide, we're going to talk about the results last vote in Bagong Bayan. Results reflected in this trade was over the sacraments. Some accounts describe him engaging in deep connections with peace and reforming his belief in God, while rejecting political manipulation disguised as a religion. He approached his final hours with peace, ready to face death with dignity. Shortly after 6 a.m. on December 30, the gates of Fort Santiago opened. Rizal, wearing a black suit, walked calmly toward the Umbayan Hill under its heavy flames. Soldiers surrounded him on all sides. Along the route, he saw familiar faces of historic Manila, the walls, and the open fields. Spectators gathered behind barricades, some wept quietly, others stood in liberal silence. But in too many Filipinos, had already become a hero long before the shoot was fired. Rizal walked steadily, his hand tied, but his posture is upright. So after Rizal arrived where he was going to be executed, he asked to face the firing squad, wishing to look his executioners directly in the eyes. But his request was denied. He was forced to turn his back, but in one final act of defiance, he twisted his body during the final moment so that he fell facing the rising sun. But during execution at around 7:02 p.m., the signal was given. 7 Filipino soldiers under the command of Spanish officers raised their rifles. A final command echoes across Bagong Bayan. Rizal fell to the ground with his final movement turning him toward the rest of sympathetically toward the future of the nation. His life is steadily on the earth, but his death reverberated immediately throughout the Philippines. News of the execution spread rapidly, and what was intended silence him instead of amplified his voice. So after she was shoots, his last word is the consumatum est, or in English is it is finished. So that's all.
The last words of Rizal. Latin word consummatum is, meaning it is finished, symbolizing the completion of his life, work and his sacrifice for Philippine independence. Why Rizal's death matters today. Rizal's execution marked not only the end of a life, but the birth of an idea that a nation is shaped by its conscience as much as by its struggles. His death solidified a legacy built not on violence but on truth and integrity. Filipinos today remember him is not simply as a maker, but as only a thinker who understood that freedom is anchored in education, principle, and shaped purpose. He died for a country still imagining itself, but his sacrifice helped bring that imagination is being. Conclusion. Jose Rizal's death remains one of the most powerful episodes in Philippine history. Through the final hours of his life, she showed courage without anger, conviction without hatred, and patriotism without violence. His execution ignited the revolution and shaped the nation that would eventually rise from colonial rule. More than a century later, his final work at Bagumbayan continues to echo as a reminder of what it means to love the Philippines with both strength and compassion.